morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're now live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. The Philippine government's outstanding debt climbed to a record high of 17.71 trillion pesos at the end of 2025, according to the Bureau of Treasury. Lawmakers from both majority and minority blocs signaled during a Marathon House Justice Committee hearing that the arrest of and ICC turnover of former President Rodrigo Duterte is not an impeachable offense, fueling questions over whether the panel is already setting the stage to dismiss the impeachment complaints against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Senate President pro tempore Ping Lacson slammed unnamed critics on Tuesday who are allegedly framing Senator Loren Legarda as responsible for the alleged coup plot against Senate President Tito Sotto. As senators pushed to pass a resolution condemning a Chinese diplomat's remarks against Philippine officials, Senator Rodante Marcoleta drew criticism from colleagues for allegedly defending China, an accusation he strongly denied. Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso marked the 81st anniversary of the Battle for Manila on Tuesday, calling on residents to draw strength from the city's wartime resilience to face modern threats like climate change and disinformation. The Philippines risks being returned to the FATF gray list, even as authorities work to safeguard recent gains in anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing reforms. After months of speculation, fans of the Don Bell tandem finally have reason to celebrate, as Donnie Pangilinan and Bel Mariano confirmed they are reuniting for a new film set for release this year. Top setter Owa Wetamar brings his act to Cambodia after signing a deal with Vishaka. Today is the 4th of February 2026, Wednesday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Pag-asa reports that the low-pressure area east of northeastern Mindanao has developed into Tropical Depression Basyang. As of early Tuesday, it was located 1,370 kilometers east of Mindanao, moving closer to the Philippine area of responsibility. Meanwhile, the shear line and northeast monsoon continue to bring cloudy skies with scattered rains across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Northern Luzon, Eastern Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao will experience moderate to strong winds and rough seas, while the rest of the country will have light to moderate winds and slight to moderate coastal waters. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Bukawi Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. Approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, motorists may encounter an approximate 100-meter vehicle queue. All other areas of NLEX, SATEX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are experiencing light traffic conditions. Motorists are advised to stay alert and follow traffic advisories for a safe and smooth trip. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. The Philippines' national debt hit a record of 17.71 trillion pesos at the end of 2025, up 10.3% from 2024 due to domestic and foreign borrowings, peso depreciation, and development spending, the Bureau of Treasury reported. Domestic debt climbed to 12.12 trillion peso with external obligations at 5.59 trillion since President Marcos Jr. took office in 2022. Debt has grown by 4.29 trillion. Analysts warn that the budget deficits, infrastructure plans, and a weak peso could drive the debt even higher, though peso-denominated borrowings help reduce currency risks. Now, the House Committee on Justice is carefully reviewing impeachment complaints against President Marcos Jr. as lawmakers dismiss the claim that Duterte's ICC arrest implicates the president. The panel stressed that omission alone isn't impeachable. Evidence must be authentic and constitutional. Thresholds require a direct culpable act. The De Jesus complaint also alleges drug use, budget irregularities, and infrastructure kickbacks, while the Makabayan filing cites systemic corruption and abuse of discretionary powers. Voting was deferred as members assess sufficiency in substance, with Malacanang expressing confidence the complaints will not advance. Now, Senate President pro tempore Ping Lacson defended Senator Lauren Legarda against allegations linking her to a supposed coup attempt against Senate President Tito Soto, calling the claims malicious and sadistic. Lacson said Legarda was allegedly lured to join the plot, but the effort failed, and the narrative was twisted to blame her. Soto downplayed the rumors, citing majority support, while Minority Leader Alan Cayetano noted the opposition lacks the 13 votes needed to unseat him. Lacson and allies dismissed the threats as baseless and questioned their feasibility. Now, senators debated a resolution condemning the Chinese embassy's criticism of Philippine officials, with Senator Rodante Marcoleta accused of siding with China, a claim he denied, insisting he was defending Philippine interests and seeking maritime coordinates. Critics said the data was already provided by the Philippine Mapping Agency. Interpellations delayed a vote on Senate Resolution 256, backed mostly by majority senators, while the minority, many aligned with former President Duterte, largely opposed it. Senate President Soto and leaders called for unity, and Senator Amy Marcos filed a counter-resolution urging diplomacy and deference to the DFA. Now, Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso marked the 81st anniversary of the Battle for Manila at St. Paul University, Manila, honoring the city's wartime resilience and Filipino veterans. He called on residents to draw lessons from the past while confronting modern threats such as climate change, public health crisis, and disinformation. Domagoso emphasized forgiveness without forgetting history, highlighting the sacrifices made for Manila's liberation and urging the same spirit for Bayanihan to address contemporary challenges and safeguard the city's social cohesion. That the Philippines faces a risk of returning to the FATF gray list despite recent AML and CTF reforms. BSP Governor Eli Remolana Jr. stressed that sustained results-driven enforcement, not just policy, will be crucial ahead of the next FATF evaluation in 2027. Experts warned that government's issues, including the flood control corruption probe, could affect perceptions of the country's anti-money laundering efforts. Preventing relisting will require strong prosecution of corruption-linked money flows, tighter monitoring of politically exposed persons, and better coordination among government agencies. Donnie Pangilinan and Bel Mariano are reuniting for a new film this year, marking their return to the big screen after pursuing solo projects and personal growth. The film will showcase a more mature, emotionally nuanced Dawn-Bell pairing, challenging both actors beyond their comfort zones. The love team rose to fame through series like He's Into Her and films such as Love is Colorblind and An Inconvenient Love. While the title and release date remain under wraps, Pangilinan and Mariano said the project is a heartfelt gift to fans who have supported them throughout their journey. Now, top Filipino setter Owa Waratamar will suit up for Vishaka in Cambodia's 4th National Volleyball Championship from February 7th to March 1st at the National Olympic Stadium. Ratamar, who helped Alas Pilipinas win bronze at the 33rd SEA Games, joins the tournament after his local club Signal took a leave of absence from the Spikers' turf. As a foreign import, he aims to raise the level of play while keeping Philippine men's volleyball in the spotlight. Fellow Alas stars Brian Baguñas and Mark Espejo are also competing abroad in Japan and Taiwan. Now a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for focus and strategy, Capricorn. Your ambitions are on full display, and it may be hard to keep them hidden. Pay attention to clues from your partner. You might need to tease something out. Organize your finances and ensure everything is running smoothly. Dig deep and think creatively to complete projects, as determination and strategy will help you achieve the results you want today. Now, Katribu, did you know that on February 4th in 1899, the Filipino-American War began, marking a crucial and tragic chapter in the Philippines' fight for independence? The conflict erupted near San Juan del Monte, Manila, just months after the Philippines declared independence from Spain. Filipino forces under General Emilio Aguinaldo resisted the U.S. occupation with fierce determination despite being outmatched. The war lasted over 3 years, causing tens and thousands of Filipino and American deaths and widespread civilian suffering. It officially ended on July 4th of 1902, leaving a lasting impact on Filipino nationalism and shaping the country's eventual path to full independence in 1946. Now, this morning's viral is a TikTok from Chloe San Jose featuring Olympian Carlos Yulo, racking up 1.4 million views over their fun little dance. In the clip, the pair perform a choreography to the song Sex Bomb, with the Olympian giving its all. Netizens were quick to comment, joking things like, "Gumigiling na naman yung laruan mo ma," along with other hilarious reactions. And that's all for now, mga katribu. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.